It is 2 in the morning. You are awake again. You are turning a single sentence over in your head, a sentence someone said to you yesterday, or did not say, or said in a tone that you cannot stop replaying. You rehearse it. You answer it differently. You imagine the look on their face when you finally say the thing you should have said. And by the time the sky starts turning gray, you have lived the same 5 seconds, maybe 400 times. You think the reason you cannot sleep is that you have not figured it out yet. That if you just think about it from one more angle, you will finally land on the answer that lets you put it down. But you will not. Not tonight, not next week. Because the problem is not that you are thinking too little. The problem is that you are thinking in the wrong direction. Almost 2,000 years ago, a Roman slave with a lame leg said one sentence that, if you actually take it in, will dissolve maybe 90% of the things keeping you up at night. His name was Epictetus. The sentence is this: some things are up to us. Other things are not up to us. And almost all human suffering comes from confusing the two. What is up to you? Your judgment, your choice, your effort, where you put your attention, what you do next, whether you answer with cruelty or with care. What is not up to you? Whether other people understand you, whether they love you back, whether your body stays young, whether the market rewards your work, whether the weather holds, whether the world is fair today. Notice how short the first list is. Notice how long the second one is. And notice which list contains almost everything you spent yesterday worrying about. This is the dichotomy of control. It sounds almost insultingly simple. It is the kind of thing you read once and think, yes, obviously, and then go right back to torturing yourself about something you cannot possibly change. Because the line in practice is much harder to draw than it looks. It is hard not because you do not know where it is. It is hard because you do not want it to be where it is. Let's walk through your day. The message you sent that has not been read. You are not, in truth, suffering because you do not know whether they will reply. You are suffering because you want their reply to be in your hands. It is not. What is in your hands is whether you check your phone every 30 seconds, whether you compose a second message out of anxiety, whether you let the silence of another person decide the temperature of your entire afternoon, the colleague who took credit for your idea in front of the room. You are not, in truth, suffering because they are unfair. You are suffering because you wanted them in that moment to be someone they were not. What is in your hands is whether you let one room of strangers define your sense of your own worth, whether you spend the next 3 days replaying the meeting, or whether you go home and do the next piece of work that is actually yours. The parent who still does not understand you. You are not, in truth, suffering because they do not understand. You are suffering because you keep returning to the same locked door and pulling the handle and being surprised that it is still locked. What is in your hands is whether you knock on that door for the rest of your life, whether you let one person's incapacity to see you become the reason you stop seeing yourself. The opinion of the comment section, the number on the scale, the thing the algorithm decided to show people about you today. None of it is up to you. All of it is allowed by you to walk into your head and rearrange the furniture. What is in your hands is the window. You did not choose what the wind brings. You chose to leave the shutters open. Epictetus knew exactly how this would land. He knew you would hear all this and think, yes, but my situation is different. My pain is real. The person who hurt me really did hurt me. The injustice I am facing is not abstract. And he would not argue with you. He would only ask one question. Is it now? Is the thing that hurt you hurting you in this exact second because the event is still happening? Or because you are still telling yourself the story of it? Almost always, it is the second one. The event ended hours, weeks, years ago. What is hurting you now is the part you keep alive. And that part is up to you. So Epictetus gave a practice. A single question to put to every difficult thing as it shows up. Is this mine to carry, or is it not? If it is not yours, put it down. Not coldly, not by pretending you do not care. By recognizing that caring about it more does not give you any more power over it. It only gives the thing more of you. If it is yours, pick it up, not by spinning it in your head one more time, by doing the single next thing that is actually a thing. One message, one conversation, one paragraph, one walk. Most people exhaust themselves in a very specific way. They spend their energy obsessing over the things that are not theirs to control, and they procrastinate on the things that are. A free person does the opposite. They are gentle with what is not theirs. They are severe with what is. They stop fighting the weather, and they finally fix the roof. This sounds simple on a page. In a life, it takes practice. At first, you will only catch it 10 minutes after the spiral started. Then 5, then 1, then sometimes before it starts. The hardest part is not the technique. The hardest part is letting go of the secret hope that if you just suffer correctly about a thing, you can pull it back across the line and make it yours after all. You cannot make someone love you by hurting enough about their absence. You cannot make a parent see you by explaining yourself one more time. You cannot make the world fair by lying awake about its unfairness. What you can do every single time is decide who you are while these things are true. And that decision, made over and over, is the only real biography you will ever have. Epictetus was born a slave. He spent his early life as another man's property. His leg was broken and never healed correctly. He owned almost nothing. He had no power over almost anything that happens to a body in the world. And yet by the time he died as a free old man, Roman senators and even an emperor came to sit at his feet. Not because his life had been easy, because his interior had become impossible to bully. He had figured out the only secret there is. The world is allowed to do almost anything to your circumstances. The world is not allowed inside the room where you decide what those circumstances mean. Not unless you open the door yourself. And here is the part no one wants to hear. Most days, you open the door yourself. Tonight you are still awake. The sentence from yesterday is still in the air above your bed. You can keep replaying it for 2 more hours. You are allowed to. It is finally up to you. Or you can ask the one question, is this mine? And if the honest answer is no, you can put it down. Not because you do not care, because the people who learn to put down what is not theirs are the only ones who ever have enough hands left to carry what is. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the largest empire on earth, kept a private notebook by his bed for the same reason you might keep one. To remind himself, every morning, of one sentence. You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The slave and the emperor, 2,000 years apart, 2 completely different lives, arrived at the same single sentence. That should tell you something. Start small. Start tonight. Take one thing that has been keeping you up and ask the question. If it is yours, get up tomorrow and do the one small thing. If it is not, let it be not yours. And then finally sleep